But Jill Stein totally outlived me this morning. So she is, you watch the whole interview on TYT Interviews. We'll have some clips up on youtube.com/TYT, the main channel, tomorrow. But she wants to not only get free college, not only 0% loans like the bankers do. That's Elizabeth Warren's idea. If the bankers are going to get 0.25% interest rate, why can't our students get 0.25% interest rate?
It's not the bankers; it's banks to bank. It's bank to bank is really what Warren's talking about. Not if you're a banker.
Federal
banks,
Reserve.
Yeah, exactly.
When banks borrow money, that's
right. But it's not a banker. You know, I work at a bank. Can I get a?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, but the banks get it. Right. That's right. But Jill Stein's proposal is no. We just cancel all student debt. Gone.
Oh, love it. That's a great idea.
Wow.
You know, they used to do that thing in
I
history,
just got
didn't they?
really
Always
excited.
You know, she said, no, that's what she said. She's like, you're telling me I can't win. I'm going to cancel 43 million Americans' debt. I bet they vote for me.
You know, Richard Durbin has talked about doing it with for-profit colleges, is canceling all the debt.
He absolutely should.
Yeah,
We absolutely
she
should.
says it's $1.4 trillion that would be of debt, which is a lot of money, and that's why she's to the left of me, and I don't think I agree with that proposal. But I don't have student debt, so that might affect me a little bit. But also because I think it might not be a great idea for the markets. But she says, look, we canceled $4 trillion worth of debt for the banks. There, I'm not sure she's right. And so if I thought she was right, then that's a different conversation. But we can investigate that further.
But it's also not equitable. What if you just today finished paying off your student debt and tomorrow they said, no more student debt? How do I get my money back?
But
You know?
That's
people,
but that's you were a dweeb who did your homework before everybody else.
Exactly. That's you pay the price.
I get it. I get
never
it.
that.
And for anyone who sees something like that and they've had to deal with paying off their student loans, it would piss them off, right? But you also have to think about the greater good as opposed to you as an individual, right? Because what it does is it benefits society as a whole to have all of these young people not have to deal with hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. It helps the economy. It helps them.
Are you saying think about other people?
Yeah, but you think about other people, and look, I know that it sounds selfless, but there's some degree of selfishness involved as well, because you want a good economy. You want people to be able to work in jobs that they really like. Look, I'll give you an example. When I graduated college, I was relatively fresh out of college when I started working at TYT. If I had hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt, Cenk, do you think I'd work at TYT with what you guys were offering me and pay? Fuck no. I'd be like, no, I can't work here. I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt to pay off. I wouldn't have the ability to be part of what I'm doing now, right? And so there are so many stories out there of people who feel like they just can't afford to do what they really want to do because they have this huge burden on their shoulders.
But you know, let me just actually add to that, because this is, so I'm super lucky because my dad, to be honest, I paid my student debt for a short period of time while I was a lawyer, right? And then I was a starving radio talk show host for a long, long time, 15 years at least. And so I wasn't lucky that I had any money. I mean, I would eat cereal in the morning, mac and cheese at lunch, and then maybe back to cereal at night, and round we go.
And it's tough to keep the weight on eating like that.
But I did it. Okay. And but my dad paid off my student loans. I mean, so unlike Mitt Romney, I appreciate that, and I think that is amazing. I'm super, super lucky. If he hadn't, I would have had to stay a lawyer.
You'd have to stay a lawyer, you'd be miserable, but more importantly, you're not able to contribute to the economy when you're, burdened with that loan. Like, you're not going to get, a mortgage for a house, and I'm talking about high-end stuff, but you're also not going to have as much disposable income to go out there and spend your money. It impacts the economy in ways that people aren't really realizing. It's not registering with them.
So, I'll give you the most concrete example, this show. So I would have never been able to do this show because I would have been stuck, as people have said, an indentured servant. And I used to represent corporate executives who ripped off either their clients or their shareholders. Okay, that's part of why I wanted to leave right away. But if I had all that debt and I had no way to pay it back, and you can't go declare bankruptcy if you have student debt.
You can't?
No, you can't. That's
What?
the one debt you cannot get rid of.
You cannot.
Trump can get rid of millions upon millions of dollars of debt, hundreds of millions of dollars in debt.
That's right.
But you can't get rid of your $20,000 student loan. Okay.
Why
It
is
follows
that?
you for the rest of your life. They'll garnish your wages if you default and refuse to pay them. Student loan debt is the only debt you cannot get rid of.
And you're telling me that Wall Street contributions to politicians have an effect in the laws? I don't think so. I need specific evidence of corruption.
So, but by the way, just to finish the thought, okay, I would have been a lawyer and I contributed to the economy in some ways there because I would have been stuck in that job. But instead, we created this company and we hired 60 people.
Yep.
Hey, there, we helped the economy. And what would have helped the economy more? Hiring 60 people and creating this company and perhaps one day hiring a lot more, right? Or, oh yeah, you paid back your student loans. And that's a good question.